Are you ready?
So fucking ready.
What did you just say? You were born to roll?
Yes. Well, rock and roll, right? I'm
amazing.
ready to.
Why do I keep freezing? I don't like it.
Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. Every Thursday, Jenny and I, we jump on live to answer any question you have, to talk about what we discussed on the Monday, and then really just spread the joys and happiness. Today, yes, our chapter is imagination. And on Monday, we're talking about vision board, guys. I know you have one, or I know you have one in your heart. So today, that is the topic.
Absolutely. I'm so excited. I love vision boards. I'm slightly obsessed. So this is like so exciting to share.
Love it. And before we start, share our vision board, share our vision, I thought just take a second, maybe discuss why sometimes it's so difficult to share our dream, our vision, or it's just hard to be vulnerable. Like, if you actually think about in your mind, you of course have a vision, but it's so sometimes difficult, quote unquote, put it on down the paper. Why is that?
I think it's the limiting beliefs that like we're not good enough to have that, or we don't have, it's not, it's the goal's too big, or yes. It could be a million things. But and also like, especially like when I feel like when you're younger, like you dream too big. Sometimes people shoot it down because they don't believe they could do it, so they're not going to believe you could do it. So I think it's all about belief. Fuck that shit.
And one thing I love what you said, Jenny. I want to comment. Do you think that we as a woman, like we oftentimes put ourselves down in terms of we feel like, oh, we cannot, versus if you see other, your friends who are a man, I feel like they just have this, okay, don't quote me on this. I call my husband this, quote unquote, mediocre white males confident. Guys, we love diversity, obviously. I love all of you. I'm just saying out loud. Sometimes we as a female, we as a woman, we just like, oh, damn it, I don't think I can do it, or this or that. I think about the moment when I was in business school. We have so many cool people, like, so smart and all that. What are you doing, Jenny?
I'm tangled and I hate it.
I want to make sure call out. I just see all these people are so... people are so confident. I was like, where's that come from? And that's our conclusion. I think, would you agree, Jenny? Like sometimes being a woman, we have that little bit, that doubt in that side without even recognizing it. It's almost like a limiting belief without even see that.
Definitely. I definitely believe that. But I don't believe it anymore. I think
beautiful.
I can say that I've thought that way in the past, but not anymore, Linda.
Did you call me Linda?
Listen, Lindas, okay?
Wait, who is that person? Wait.
You never saw the video?
No.
Oh, it's a little kid and he's trying to convince his mom that he should eat cupcakes for breakfast or dinner. And she's like, no, you can't cook. You can't make the cupcakes. You definitely can't have them for dinner. And it's his mom, but he's calling her Linda. He's like, listen, Linda, listen. And he's like trying to convince her, but it's like so funny. I love it so much.
Oh, so beautiful. We will have to share that video clip at some point. I love that.
It's my favorite of all time.
Oh,
I use it every day.
Oh, please share. I would love that. I want to check it out. That's amazing. All right, girl. We love Linda's story, but back to being vulnerable. I think what Jenny says is exactly right down. Maybe in the past we had those limiting beliefs in our heart, whether it's we had it for ourselves, or maybe people surround us unintentionally, put our lights out, tell us we can't. But that's not true. So today it's time to change your story. And another beautiful thing I want to comment is not just being vulnerable, not just believing you can, but also trusting the universe. We're talking about faith in the past 2 chapters. When you actually say out loud, when you actually showing the world, when you actually believing you can, you let the university, you let the universe come in to really have your back. So if you don't tell universe, how can she know? She really want to help, guys. She's on the sideline, cheering you on the whole time. So you really let her in. And today is the best day.
Today's the best day. And I just want to add, like, I had a quick phone call with a good friend of mine last night, and we were just talking about something completely different. It was kind of just gaining clarity about something else personally. And it's funny how he came into my vortex last night, and we're talking about vision boards today. And I'm like, whoa, that's so weird. Like, life's happening for me. Like, he's the vision board expert. We're talking about vision boards today. At the end of our conversation, I'm like, would you jump on with us today to kind of talk to the group and talk to, you know, the community about vision boards? And he's like, hell yeah. So he's coming on at 1:30 today. And that's just a slight little small example, you know, of how things happen for you. And when when you're doing something in purpose and like, and in an alignment with like the truth, like that's what happens. It just happens for you, and it's amazing. And I'm so excited.
Truth will set you free, ladies and gentlemen. So don't be afraid. Dream big. And with that, Jenny, you ready to rock and roll? Share with us.
I'm almost ready. I'm trying to hold on.
Share button.
I know, but my computer is like the wheels are spinning. Oh, okay. Now that's the whole screen. Hold on. I'm not that tech savvy. Okay, I'm sharing.
No, it's all good. It's all good. We all have this wheel moment, guys. So stay tuned. Be patient. Take a deep breath. Life is beautiful. Jenny will make it work.
Yes. Oh, I wanted to talk about, because I was also talking to somebody this morning about how when you make your vision board, it's actually Paz. He sent me, can you see it? Am I sharing my screen?
Yes, I can see it. Yes.
Okay. So he sent me like through, can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay. So he sent me a small like explanation of like, you know, how to create your vision board. But my favorite part was the reminder of like, when you're creating these things, like you want to play nice music. Like for me, sometimes I'll do like a meditative, guided meditation, or like some like focused brainwave songs, or even happy music, just to incorporate that feeling with what you're creating. And I also loved what he put, like pour yourself a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, you know, make it like a fun experience. So I don't know what you could see on your screen, but I'm just showing you a couple of vision boards that I've made. The first
you
one,
made it?
Yeah. So the first one is like my main one that I
read, but tell me more.
This is like the first one I ever made. I used magazines. I had a vision board wellness event in my community here. And you know, it was just like random stuff on here, blah, blah, blah. That's my main one. But then if you notice, like those little coffee cups on the bottom right, I then took that and made this big giant vision board about like what that meant to me. So that one was like my vision of like this, you know, coffee shop, creative board room, business space. You know, you could rent out business, you know, for your business, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Then I have like my personal vision board up here on the right, which is like my relationship one. That's kind of like the vision I have for that. And then this bottom one, I've been making, well, every full moon, I know I talked about earlier, I've been doing like setting intentions and just like using the energy to become more aligned with like my purpose and mission. And this was one that I just made a couple of months ago, maybe not even. So
can you read this? Can you read it out? Can you say out loud what the dream, what the vision?
Well, I made a new one, and this is my new one.
Wow.
So,
okay, notice.
And you know, I was making it this morning before I read what Paz had sent, and it's like you're supposed to leave space. I'm going to ask Zal about this because you're supposed to leave space within it. Mm-hmm. But this is my current vision today.
Okay, walk it through. Beautiful.
I just want to talk to you about like I'm incorporating like the left-hand side is kind of like what I'm good at. You know, and this is like after I completed the Passion to Paycheck with Jay Shetty, like I'm trying to incorporate what am I good at and then what am I passionate about. Mm-hmm. So if you look at the left-hand side, it's like I'm good at hosting. I'm good at, you know, parties. I'm serving food. I'm hosting high-end dinner parties. I cater to wedding. I put our relationship, me and Wen are launching a product together next week. Stay tuned. I put that on here because that's current. That's, you know, my top quality products that I'm creating. On the bottom right, this is the producer of Chopped, the show. And Melba, she's like a famous chef.
Oh, I love chop.
Yeah.
Cool.
So like that's like what am I good at? And then I have like Anthony Bourdain here. And each picture means something very, very important. It's very important to me. So, you know, you have Anthony Bourdain, like I love connecting with people over food in different cultures. And I feel like when we break bread together, that's when we, you know, we could form great bonds. Then it kind of goes into like, you know, my wellness events, see all the girls sitting around with the pillows, like, you know, maybe sound healing or kind of like a retreat-esque. I have my elephants, you know, all about that, the sanctuary. Then I have like these hotels and different like Airbnb visions. I have like the youth mental health programs I'd love to create. And then I have all my mentors, like if you see on the right, and that's basically like where I want to stand. Like I want to be like a top female influencer in this space. And, you know, I've thankfully had a couple of experiences with people that I look up to, and I look for guidance, and I would love to collaborate and work with them. So that's basically my new current one. And then I just want to show in contrast, this is like what I want this is a personal goal. This is like, all right, this is what I want my home to look like. This is the car I want to drive. So that's really it regarding my past, my current, and my future vision boards.
Aww.
So I love you to share yours.
Your home is beautiful, and I love how thoughtful you are, and really showing the past, current, and the present, which is beautiful. I'm gonna share mine, which is not as timeline wise, but as good as I can get. Can you see my screen or no?
Yes, I can see. I just need 1 second. But can you make it bigger?
Okay, no problem. Is it bigger in somehow or no?
Oh, sorry, I'm here.
Is it big?
I love this so much.
Is it bigger already?
I love this. I'm so excited. This is my favorite. Guys, this is what it's all about. You know, you write all your goals out.
This makes me so happy.
And you get to have the vision and look at it every day and be reminded of what it means to you and what was put in your heart.
Yes, and every word here really made me so excited. So let me walk you through. I'm picturing one day I'm going to have 2 books. So first one, well, I'm going to walk through that in a timeline standpoint. I want to have my book signings, and those are peeps show up in my book signings, and I love all of them. And my life mission is I want to make the world a better place by empower women, by inspire them, by bringing the happiness and joy to them. I want them to really learn how to love themselves and then really live the life with a purpose, with a full fulfillment, and give myself the allowance to the permission to be happy and live whatever life that they inspire to do. So that's me speaking in one of the events, telling those ladies and gentlemen, time to dream. In the meantime, when I do my book tour, I really wanted to volunteer. So in my bottom left, I am painting a school. I want to build a school, and not specific for women, but I want to provide extra support and resources for young ladies, young girls in the underrepresented, underprivileged environment. I want to support them. I'm thinking all the beautiful girls right there. And also I'm doing those. In the meantime, I want to travel to my family, seeing the world. So really 3 words I'm stand up for. I want to inspire. I want to feel inspired, inspiring the world. I want to empower others, and I want to share and the happiness and joy that I have. So those everything that I am here to do. Hello? I lost you.
Oh my God, I was talking the whole time. You didn't hear me?
No.
I love that. And I see the bottom right. There's a family.
Yes. One day, not yet, but one day. I wanted to bring my kids to the volunteering world when they were young. I wanted to travel with me. I want to read a story with, I want to go to orphanage. I wish I can build a school just for girls specifically. I want to bring them.
Don't say I wish. You got to say, I'm going to build a school.
I am going to. I wanted to teach them all the different, I want to enable them to dream day when they were young. Because I think about my experience, how my light was put on when I was little. When I was 7, you're supposed to sit like this, dress like this, smell like this. I hated it. I want to give give them permission to really live the life that they really dream about. So that's me.
I'm so happy.
Thank
These
you.
are amazing.
Thank you. It made me really happy. This vision actually come alive this morning when I was thinking about, we're gonna have this talk today. I was just walking. I'm thinking about all the things I done in the past. It kind of just like it's weird. I actually seen that in my eyes. I was like not dreaming, but I just see that, and it just felt my heart, and I just want to die without regret. So if I can do all that, you know what? I can go tomorrow. That's okay. So that's my vision. That's my dream. And yeah.
Beautiful. And I just want to take a few steps back. Like when I had the vision of like the products that we're creating and like, just like how, you have this vision, but like, if you don't take steps towards it again, to reiterate that, like, it's never going to happen.
Yes. So having a beautiful dream is important, but like Tony said, always come with a massive action. I think having that is like it's like a carrot in front of you, so you can see it. You feel inspired, you feel motivated, you move forward. From a logical standpoint, spiritually, universe also see that, so help you make it happen. So really, logically, emotionally, you are supported. You know exactly where you're heading to, but then you're gonna move your own ass.
Move your own ass.
Take actions, fucking push it through. There's a moment it's gonna come to you and say, oh, I don't think I can do it. You know what? Get some ice cream, go to bed, and second day is a new day. No, I haven't
for a minute.
Yes, go ahead.
What's your favorite?
It is weird. I love mocha because I'm Asian. Of course, I love my green tea. Mocha is a green tea powder. It's a refined green tea powder. Okay, I'm too specific.
No, I know what matcha is, but I call it matcha. It's mocha.
Oh, well, second language, so whatever. Matcha with a wrapping on the top, ideal. So I want to tell you something completely irrelevant. My first boyfriend in college, he loved me. I was just okay. Every time we fight, and you know what, seriously, not joking, I'm just not talking to him. He will show up with his shaved ice in this bowl full of wrappings on the top, and with like condensed milk, matcha powder. Oh my god! Every time I just forgive him. So literally, that's my only memory about him. And back to asking question. That's me. That's my choice.
That's beautiful. I'm trying to think what my favorite ice cream was. I kind of like I like Moose Tracks.
What is that?
It's like, I had it in New Hampshire when I was interning there at a sleepaway camp. And for my birthday, we got Moose Tracks. And it was like vanilla ice cream with like little tiny peanut butter cups. I think that's what it was. It's been years, but I think
adorable.
That's so good.
Adorable.
I want to go back there and have it.
Yes. You will, and you're going to.
Oh, let's do it.
Yes, and yes.
All right. So it's 1:30. I'm just going to see if Zal is ready to join us. So if there's anything else you'd like to add before we have the expert come on and give us the tips and tools.
Yes. And I just recommend, if you're watching, I know you have a dream in your heart. If you felt you don't know where to get started, literally start today. I hope you get inspired by Jenny and our example. Like, you don't need to be fancy. If you don't have magazine, like I don't, I'm lazy as fuck. Like, I don't buy shit. Like, Google it. Like,
that thing took me like 15 minutes.
Oh, for me it's like that, like 10, 15 minutes. Just Google things that you like. Maybe is be healthy. Maybe is finish school or whatever you wanted to do. Maybe run a marathon. It's whatever that thing that in your mind that you felt bring you joy, but maybe quote unquote useless. Maybe in your mind it's like, well, that's not really helpful, or whatever situation you are today, that's not exactly directly related to it. Or maybe you don't see the bridge. You don't see how to get there yet. It doesn't matter. Put it down. As long as it brings the joy to your heart, that's the only one benchmark. As long as you feel happy, you feel inspired, that's all it matters. And at the end of the day, ladies, this is just one piece of damn paper. It doesn't mean anything. Like, your life is not anything.
It means everything too, though.
Yes, but I want to make people feel like they are not, like, their life is not confined here, right? You put anything down and start move forward.
Beautiful.
Yes.
So without further ado, we have the one and only Vision Ninja, Zhang.
Ninja is coming.
What is up, guys? Can you hear me well?
Yes.
Yes, brother.
Perfect.
How are you?
Good. You guys have such better cameras, and my camera is so
You
whack.
seem kind of light.
You look
I have.
gorgeous.
It's kind of cloudy out here.
You're
That's
perfect.
why.
You
You're
get a haircut?
beautiful the way you are.
A little bit. Let me see. Let me see if we can get better light, or maybe it's just the camera itself.
There you go. That sunshine. Got that sunshine in my pocket. Got that.
There you go.
Oh, that's my
There you
happy
go.
song. Every time I'm like,
Music.
yes.
Just dance, dance, dance.
There you go.
Yay!
How you guys doing?
Yes.
We're living the dreams. We both created our vision boards. We just shared them. I have a ton of questions as always for you.
Wow, that's awesome. I'm so glad you are doing it.
Yes. And I just wanted to share you with the world because you're the expert in this and you've inspired me so much throughout this journey.
So maybe let's start first, right? What draw you to vision board first, Sal? Like you are obviously this, vision board ninja, but what brought you get started?
I had a really awesome mentor. His name was Thomas Wang. I met him through the Tony Robbins community. And I did a little bit of coaching with him, and he taught me how to create a vision board. Never created one before, never heard of one. And, we jumped right at it, and he blew my mind with it. And from there, I got more engaged into vision boards and, continued to attend Tony Robbins stuff. And then there was another particular person that inspired me further with this to take it to a different level. Her name is Trixie, and she actually hosts vision board workshops in the Philippines. And, now virtually she does it all over. And that's kind of like her day job, which was super inspiring to me. And from there, started reading more about visualization, manifestation. And then Jen and I joined the same mastermind group with under Lorelai. And it just kind of continued to expand. And now, I hold mini workshops, a lot of them more as one-on-one mostly. And started a gratitude group. So now I do group vision board workshops, and it's just kind of like getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's becoming really awesome.
Beautiful.
So good.
So you have so much experience, Sal. For folks who are maybe first time ever heard of vision board is 2 words, right? What is the thing that they can get started, and what is the common quote unquote thing that they get stuck, and what advice you will have?
Well, it's really, really super important to have a vision board, right? And to get started, I feel like is to have an intention of wanting to change something about your life. I honestly feel this should be number one for people to have in order to even think about making a vision board, because, it's just like what a vision is. It's something that has a path, right? And so to know what you want to do, and not necessarily to have like a clear vision, but to just know what you care about. And then from there, it moves you forward.
Beautiful. I love that so much. And it's like, it's the work that we've been doing. I mean, this is a long journey, but it's like, sometimes it's hard to sit down and write out the things that you want. Like, what's in your heart? What do you want to accomplish? What do you want to do? Can you do it? Do you believe you could do it? And then the fun part, I feel like this is the most fun. Well, the journey is the fun part, but like just putting it out there visually for me, like I know I'm a visual learner, so it's like, it just makes it more real to like actually be able to envision what that looks like.
I think when you put it down, then your journey begins, right? You almost have to have a direction or destination aiming for to begin your journey. So really, the whole journey is beautiful, but start with a vision, with a goal.
I feel like you're always going to have a journey, right? It's always going to be a journey, whether you're clear or confused, right? It's just a matter of what kind of journey do you want to live? What kind of destination you want to get at? And so that's when your vision and your vision board comes to create a bigger role. It could be a little hard to create a vision board, but what's harder is not having one at all, right? Is feeling like crap and feeling foggy and feeling confused. You might have some amazing goals in your mind, but then if you keep it all here, it's just gonna it's gonna mess with you, right? It's gonna give you that anxious feeling. I gotta do something with my life. I gotta do something with my life, but it's all here. But once you extract that and see it in front of you, it creates a whole different feeling.
I'm curious, Zhao, with your experience working with so many individuals in different group settings, what is the number one thing or reason that hold people back, that prevent them to move forward with the creating a vision board, creating a beautiful life that they really dream of?
Because they don't believe they can do it. That's the number one thing is that holds people. It's because they don't believe that they can do it. Therefore, why create it? But here's the thing: it stays there, and it bugs the crap out of them. It keeps showing up and saying, "Hey, I'm right here. I know you see me. I know you hear me." And it stays there until you give it attention. It's just like a child. A child, when they want something, they are going to annoy you for hours and days until you finally give them some attention. And your vision is just like that.
I love that you mentioned, I think when we were a child, we want ice cream. God damn it. I want to get the ice cream until the day I die. But then as we grow, older.
I think we should all get ice cream today. I was a bit.
It's happening, girl.
This is happening. So what's your favorite ice cream?
Yes.
I was listening to you guys when you were talking about ice cream, and I know your favorite is matcha ice cream. I gotta try that.
Yes, with the wrapping only. Like wrapping has to be very sweet. It's obsessed, like so much sugar that you will die tomorrow if you eat a whole jar. Like editing, like that is how it should go. I'm so dead serious, like legit. Back to what we were saying, I love what you said about when we were little kids. We really follow our heart. We give ourselves permission to really follow whatever we want. But yet when we're adult, we kind of stop giving ourselves permission. Really, when you have that desire, that dream that you mentioned, Zhao, it's there screaming at you, but you try to ignore it because you don't believe somehow you can do it. But here's the thing: it's there. If you don't claim it, it will not come out. You have to allow yourself to live life with a passion, with a purpose that you all are born with, right?
100%. And the thing is, there's so much that surround us that has convinced us over the years that we're just no good or we don't deserve this mission. And those voices are so loud that it doesn't make us look at people that are successful and have done what we want to do. And so it's a matter of repetition. One person you mentioned before, Jen, was Paz. And he taught me something from Bob Proctor, which is about stickman. And the stickman drawing, I guess on a quick overview, is whatever enters your mind as an adult, you can choose to reject the lesson, or you can choose to let that lesson sip in, right? As an adult. But as a child, all of that goes in, and you don't know how to differentiate, and therefore it influences everything you do. It influences the kind of person you become. And it's been repeated. Yeah, and it's been repeated.
From the years like 1 to 5, that's where we developed that framework for like a lot of things, relationships, ice cream. I mean, maybe.
I have a quick question, Sal. I love that you mentioned, right? All those noises maybe put our wishes, put our lights out. What would you advise for people who maybe right now realize, oh yeah, I had that feeling, but I maybe deep down I slightly not believing I can do it. Like, what would you say to them?
Well, we do the same thing of how those thoughts were created. Those thoughts and your belief was created because of repetition. Something told you suck for so long that you believed it, right? And so you got to do the same thing. You got to say, no, I am freaking awesome. And you got to repeat that. And your brain will believe it. It'll eventually believe it because you're doing things, right? You're doing things with that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Can we all say it together?
Yeah.
Yes. 1, 2, 3. I am awesome.
Beautiful.
And that's what it is. Like, your brain will believe it. right? It's gonna reject you, but one day it's gonna say, you know what? Maybe you're right.
Life is so short. I think, I just think about, I love, I forgot who I follow to talk about, you should really be peace with the death. The moment that you know you're going to die, but just realizing as long as you have no regret, so what if it's tomorrow? So that's how I see it is, so what if I'm afraid? So what if I'm terrified? So what if I don't know if I'm going up or not? If this is what I want, I'm going to fucking go after it. Who cares? I might die tomorrow, so it could be worse, right?
I mean, to begin with, what was it? 1 out of 5 billion chance that you even made it to this earth. Like,
Yes.
are you born to waste that chance? You know what I mean?
I think we all born to win that chance. We all here. We already won that race.
Absolutely. And it's just a matter of you just committing yourself to not just look at the crazy outcome, like let the outcome inspire you to do whatever you want, but also a good friend of mine told me while we were talking, her name was Elvina. She said, look at your outcome and bring it back to the present and use that to create your smaller steps to kind of go back to that outcome. And I thought that is so inspiring. What keeps people afraid is that they stay in the outcome, they stay in the future, they see it to be too big, therefore they just kind of like abandon that vision instead of like bring it back, here, because it is possible to make smaller steps to get there.
Beautiful. For sure. Like Jenny said, you want to think, you want to smell, you want to taste, you want to touch, you want to do all the 5 senses to really bring that vision back to the right now, the right here. Picture you are that person. You are the hero of your own movie. Fucking step up to lead.
Boom,
Don't
baby.
be afraid.
Boom. Fucking step up. Step up.
I can see that to be a book. Fucking step up.
It is happening. It is happening. It's on my damn board. You not see that now?
So Zal, I want to dive in with you and talk about the different techniques, because like we showed our vision boards, but there's another level to this. And I just have 2 questions for you. But the first one is, I was reading something earlier, I was talking about earlier in the live. Are you supposed to leave space? Because I'm like a collage girl. Like I love to like make the pictures fit perfectly, like layering on top of each other. Is that too busy? Is it better to keep some space in between?
Well, you said it right? There's a lot of different vision boards out there. And I would say whatever resonates with the person, they should create that, right?
Got it.
I don't believe that they should just follow like a crazy structure that everybody else is doing, right? You might create something that worked for somebody else, but if you don't wake up and look at your board and it doesn't make you smile, like that vision board ain't for you, right? Because when you're looking at your vision board, you're always sending signals out there. And if your signal says, oh, this sucks, then, it's going to come back and deliver what you're thinking about. So I would say is to really have components that resonate with you. I know you were talking about before, you were talking with Paz, and he said, open some good music, have a nice cup of tea or coffee.
He said a cuppa. A cuppa. Have a cuppa.
So, all of that, it's what really resonates with you. I know I have my own method to it of what resonates with me and what I think brings out all my thoughts, right? But in general, whatever makes your heart smile from that vision board, that's what you should be creating.
So sweet.
Right?
My next question is, like, in the past I've put pictures of like people, or like, is that a no-no? Because like I had, what it meant to me in my vision was like, I had a picture of me and a person, and it was like us at a charity walk. And I'm like, I want to keep doing that. And I want to share it with like people I love and like be able to do it with somebody. Or like, so that was my second question. And then my third question is like, sometimes be careful with what you're wording on the vision board. Like, whoa, that shit is so real and crazy. Like say for instance, my relationship one, it says, when you kiss and it feels like finally. I meant like, finally I found my person, not like finally where the fuck is he? Do you know what I mean? So just be careful. Is that accurate?
I guess it's it's almost like going to a restaurant and ordering food. You know what you need to know what you want, right? And your waiter will only know what you tell them. And your waiter, while you're busy with your life or whatever, they'll go and prepare, right? They'll ask the chef to prepare your plate, and they'll deliver it right back the way you ordered it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I totally agree. You gotta be careful how you word things, right? There was one person I was doing a vision board with, and then he wrote, "Buy a house." And then I said, "How does that feel when you say buy a house?" He said, "Honestly, it feels like a burden because the word buy."
Yeah.
I said, "What can we change that to? Own a house." So that gives you more power. That gives your sentence more power. And so, and I totally agree. You got to choose the right words that speak to you and the way you want it to come back, right? That is more empowering rather than disempowering, right?
Ooh, that brings me to another point. I used to have debt free on my board, my original one, and I covered it up with something different. It was like this other picture that made more sense to me. But the fact that I had debt on that board, it's like you have to be careful again, like with those little distinctions, like mean a lot. You know, when your mind is, engulfing in this vision, it's like you don't want to have anything negative on there.
Beautiful.
I mean, absolutely, right? Just kind of like you saying the word and just asking yourself, how does that make me feel? Just as a person. If it feels sucky, then whatever the signal is going feels sucky the same way.
Ouch.
So Zal, I want to get into the next step of like what I love about, how you help us take it a little further. And, we have this vision board and this visualization, but then the next step and what I love about your way of doing it is like, you want to write out.
Yeah.
Like I did it for my business one, and I have like, it was first of all, it's so fun. It feels so good to do it.
Yeah.
But you want to have those categories surrounding it. Can you tell us a little bit more about that and how that's so beneficial to the journey?
Absolutely. So let me go here so I could, because I know I brought my board with me. Let's see. All right. So the way I do it with the categories, now I'm in the kitchen. Hold on. Give me a second.
What do you mean by writing out, Jenny? You mean
he's going to show you? It's awesome.
Okay.
Okay. So with the categories, my thing got unplugged. Okay. So with the categories, right? So obviously, there's more than one thing that you are trying to improve in your life, and it's not just a matter of making money. But when you get to the deeper question, you'll find out that you're trying to improve your lifestyle. You're trying to have a better family life. You're trying to find your vision. Then you start to notice that there's a lot of categories. So our first step that I do it is to identify somebody's categories, and then from there we go to a sub-step and we ask ourselves, what about that category? What is it in that category that you're trying to do? So here's my example. You can see my vision board right here. I know it's kind of like far, but if we are to use one, for example, this is one of the categories that I have, and it's called life calling. And so this is the category. And then over here, this is my question of saying, what about that category? And I really like to quantify what I need to do in that category, because it creates a whole different feeling. It creates a whole path. So for me, I want to do 2+ programs for students or community, 3+ general self-development, 20+ free public speaking events, 1+ mentorship program, right? It kind of spells out exactly
numerically.
What I because when you have that number, it just creates a whole different feeling, it's just like with anything else. When you have a vision, it kind of just gives you that path. I know exactly if I have a day off, there's no way I'm going to be bored. I'm going to be looking at my vision board and I'm like, holy crap, I got all this stuff I got to do, and it's exciting because, it basically gives you a lot of ways to kind of take small steps to develop yourself, and so it's so important to create categories rather than just being too general, and think about it from your standpoint. If you are at work, let's say, or at a restaurant, let's stick with the restaurant because restaurants are more fun than work. And then and then somebody comes to order food and says, and you're the waiter, and they said, what would you like to eat? And then you say food. The waiter's going to be like, what?
I love restaurants like that, though. Side note. Sorry. That could be really good if the chef's good and it's chef's choice.
True.
There'll be a lot of love in that food.
but generally, you don't know what you're going to get. And the waiter is frustrated.
Yeah, that is annoying as hell.
They don't know what to tell the chef, right? So I feel like that's the same way with life. That's the same way with your mind and your soul. It wants to know where the hell you want to go so it can give you some direction. When you buy your airline ticket, you're going from destination A to destination B. Otherwise, you'll run out of fuel and crash. Be going around. So it's important to give yourself more clarity. We freaking love clarity. Without clarity, there's just a fog and we're confused. So when we have that clarity of knowing exactly what to do there, it really creates some magic.
Beautiful.
Love it so much. And I just have a clear vision because, we kind of like been on this journey for a while now, since we first met at the Tony event. And when me and Zal were actually, we shared the same role during the fire walk.
Yeah,
we were the celebrators, so that's where we met.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
And I now love being a silent angel, but the celebrators was so much fun, and then we developed this friendship, and we were in the same mastermind, which I find is one of the most challenging times of my life. But Zal has been such a good friend to me, and we've seen each other's journey like from then. And I just remember like from your vision board with your fitness, like how you were doing all the marathons and stuff. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? Because I feel like you were on fire with that.
Absolutely. So I guess, right, it kind of goes back to what we were talking about before. And we were saying, be careful what you put in your vision board, because that signal is going to go somewhere and it's going to create some magic for you. So here's the example. Yeah, there it is. This is the fitness one. And so, I have 1,000 workouts. I got 800 plus meals, 6 packs by 2020 or 2021. 3+ fun
Wait,
runs.
How many packs are you going to have?
6. What do you mean?
Whoa.
I'll be happy with one.
One, two.
3+ fun runs. So what I wanted to, I already have 1 pack, so 5 to go. Anyway.
I get 0, 1 to go.
Ice cream for everybody.
And you guys talk about ice. You're ruining my category right now.
You gotta treat yourself.
But anyway, so one of the points I put there was 3+ fun runs, and then I made some specification there. I said Spartan, CG Games. So at the time, I joined this exercise group called CG, and then they have this fun run. So they told me in the beginning, that's when I was creating this board, and I'm like, I'll just put it anyway. And then my trainer, she's like 6 months later, I think, she was like, hey, Saleh, why don't you join this run? It should be fun. And I completely forgot that I had it on my board, and I signed up with no hesitation. But usually when I'm doing stuff like that, I would like search for prices. What am I doing? For that one, for some reason, I just signed up with no problem. And it was weird for me because I'm
one
like,
of those things that just you're drawn to it. You don't even question it.
Right. It just happened. And I'm like, what the hell happened here? Like, that's not me. And then one day I was passing by and I'm like, holy shit, I already had it on my board. Beautiful. So I honestly think the universe is like, no time to think. Nope, you already said yes to it. It's in your board. It's over. Go sign up. And that's
your
it.
Subconscious mind, yeah.
And this is why it's really important to be careful what you put in that board, because There's something listening to you.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And I remember, it's not always easy. I remember one of the runs, you inspired the hell out of all of us, in the mastermind when you were saying, I am the voice. I will lead, not follow. I will create, not destroy. I will believe, not doubt. I am a force for good. I am a leader. And he was running in the freaking heat. Like, so inspiring.
It was insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I did that CG Games run, it was 95 degrees or whatever. And genius me, I wore the crew shirt. The crew shirt was black, so it was attracting a lot of heat. And man, like you said, Jen, it was so tough, but I kept repeating those words, and they got me through. It was awesome.
Wow.
It was really good.
And I want to go back to how we started. Sometimes we're scared to show up and talk about our visions, but the fact that Zal shared that moment with me, I had a super challenging day the next day, and I'll never forget. Like, I almost lost my shit, and I just remembered Zal running in that 95-degree heat, saying those words, and then I said those words to myself. So, like, sometimes, by getting your message out there, and I'm gonna add a question with this, Zal, because I'm still unsure about it, and it's something that I struggle with. But it's like, sometimes when you talk about, all right, so to end that statement, it's just like, you inspired me when I was going to literally lose my shit over a challenging moment, to dig in and just recite the same words. So I think it's inspiring sometimes when you're able to have the courage to show up for what you want. It gives other people the freedom to do that. But my question to you is, I feel like sometimes when I saw like a quote yesterday, and it was like, sometimes when you talk so much about your goals and your dreams, like, it almost loses its lust. Like it loses it's like you're almost living it already. This is just a thought. And I know it might be part of my limiting belief and part of my block, but I'm just saying, like, when I wanted to become a physician assistant, and I wanted to, and I just felt like I had already lived it. Like, when I completed the goal, I was like, this isn't even what I want. I've already romanticized it. So is there some truth to that? Like, to over sharing it, or?
So you're saying when you have your goal and you say it so much, but you don't do the goal, it loses its power?
Even if you do it, does it lose part of its, like, does it lose part of its magic? Like, by talking about all the time? Or okay, I guess you just answered me. Like, if you talk about it all the time, like, you've already have it, right? Because that's what we're supposed to do, but then you don't do anything to accomplish it.
Well, that's the thing, right? If I go out there and say I have a friend, and I'm always like, hey, I'm gonna get 6-packs. Hey, I'm gonna get 6-packs. And he sees me the next month, the month after that, like the month after that. And like 1 year later, and I'm still talking about that goal, is that person gonna really trust my word for it?
Mm-hmm.
No, right? And that's the same thing with our mind, because we're repeating it. The reason we lose interest, I think one of the reasons is our mind is like, bullshit. You've been saying this for so long. Like, shut up. Like, let me move you to something else already. Like, please. It's like, be please.
You are so. You could curse, all. Bitch, please.
So that's one. The second part of this, I would say, even let's say if you did accomplish the goal, you've been going through so much experiences, you just simply realize this is not for you. Like, you learned something through the journey, which is awesome. You learned that this is not for you, but you went through the journey. You become
a better version of you to be able to complete that, but that might not be your thing.
Exactly. And that's one. And two, it's good to also look at the positive side of it. Like, even if you lose interest, it's kind of like looking at the gratitudes behind that. Like, I'm glad I found that out. Like, now I am peeling another layer to know who I am. And so your words are power. If you decide to like slap yourself about it, then that's just how you'll feel. But if you decide to look at the whole different, to kind of change your perspective on it,
interesting. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm always like curious about that. I'm like,
it's like if you have two siblings and they lost their dad, and then one sibling decides to be depressed and the other sibling decides to create a nonprofit, different perception, different power. They created a different meaning for themselves from that experience. So we have to be really careful what type of experiences we're creating for ourselves for something that's, maybe not working out or a little shaky at the moment.
Beautiful. All right, guys, this is so much fun. And oh my God, Zhao, you totally, wow, my whole experience. Now I feel like, I thought I know vision board. Now I know the different levels. So really, thank you for show up 100% as always and share so many beautiful nuggets and wisdom with all of us. Really, you are making the world a better place today, and you are awesome. And thank you for everything you did and do.
Thank you.
Well,
I appreciate you so much. I created my first shirt.
I love it so much.
Vision Ninja.
Oh my God.
Clarity and massive action. Beautiful.
I created a little mission for myself
and results.
I'm going to create my own shirt. So now it's happened. Like I screwed up the top, but hey, I'm learning. So
you can screw it up. It's meant the way it's supposed to be, and it's beautiful.
Exactly. So
is there anything else you want to share? How could people reach you, Zal? To dive in a little more.
Obviously, they can reach me in Facebook. Happy to help anyone that wants to get rid of the noise from their head into paper, and from there into a vision board. And most importantly, what to do when you now have a vision board, right? Because a vision board is useless if you're not taking steps, right? So what I really want to tell people is, most importantly, give yourself a chance. That's all. Just give yourself a chance and show up for yourself. That's it. Because we are powerful beings and we can create so much. Beautiful. And with that, that's how all these amazing people rise up. So give yourself a chance and move on to something better, because it's possible.
Thank you, Zal. I'm so happy we're all here together. This is turned out way better than I expected. And this is part of me and Wen's vision. And, it's funny how different things pop in and help us along the way when we're in alignment with that.
I'm glad we connected yesterday. And
special
thanks to Rosa.
Yep. Wen, do you have anything else you want to add?
No, this is so beautiful. I could not thank you more, Zal. You are just such a beautiful, beautiful souls. And really, the last message is, ladies and gentlemen, dream on and move your ass. Get it done.
Woo! Shake that ass. Make it fun. Love you guys.
Thank you guys
Have
so
a great
much.
day.
I appreciate you.
Bye.
Ciao.